Chalet is a map in Rainbow Six Siege released back in December 2015 as part of the original map pool for the game. It was reworked during the Year 5 Season 3 Operation Shadow Legacy in the September of 2020. The map has the following layout and can be downloaded from the official web page. Link is in the description of this video. Let's start off our Chalet map guide with the usual tour with the callouts. First off, we have the fireplace. It is easy to remember due to the fireplace in the middle of the room. Next up, we will go into the kitchen 90. It connects the bar with the kitchen dining there. That's why it is called a kitchen 90. We can also call it dining 90. Everybody should know what you mean. Next up, we have the dining, which is connected with the kitchen, and also west main. Then we have the kitchen connector, which connects the kitchen, the west main, with the trophy, which also has the staircase up into the solarium, but we'll go back to that later. Right now, let's get the tour through the bottom. We're going down the west main stairs into the trench. With the boiler here. If you call trench boiler, some people should know what you mean. It's not exactly a very common call-out to hear, but if they remember that there is a boiler in here, they should know what you mean by that. Outside here we have the trench stairs, which are on the outside of the map. And then we have the car garage. Again, easy to remember. You have a car, you have a garage, car garage. It's because we have two garages in this map. That's why they have to be differentiated. This one has a car in here, and that's why it's car garage. Sometimes it's also called the big garage, but the car garage will be the most default callouts you will hear on your ranked experience. Here we have the main. As you can see on the compass, it says main garage entrance. That's why it's also called like big main or main garage. But if you call it the car garage door, the car garage entrance, everybody should know what you mean. Coming back, we have the wine cellar. Here, this part of the wine cellar you can call barrels. A lot of barrels in here, that's why you can call it like that. Everybody should know that you mean this part of the room. So, for example, if you call he's behind the barrel cabinet, you most likely mean this, because there is no other way to hide behind the cabinet here. There is no other cabinet you can hide, maybe here, but it's very open. That's why if you call this, there is also very often you'll have a rotation right here and a mirror window right here. That's why it's very often, there is somebody very often when defending the bottom floor. There will be someone here most likely, but we'll come back to that later. With the wine cellar, we have the connector. Also it's called storage room, but if you call it the connector, then everybody will know. That's, for example, there is ash pushing through the basement connector, then everybody will know that you mean this exact place. Also with the wine cellar, which was added as part of the rework, is this hallway, which is the blue. Originally, the blue ended right here. There was no hallway here, but they added this, so for now you can have, for now it's called blue, as it always did, due to the blue tarps on the floor, as you can see here. Then we have the snowmobile, or the snowmobile garage, or the garage. It's easier to call it snowmobile due to, again, the differentiation between the car garage and the snowmobile. And of course they're also easy to remember, since you have here you have the snowmobile, that's why it's called snowmobile garage, or just snowmobile for short. And there you have the car, which gave the name of the car garage. Also, one specific call out in snowmobile are the trash cans, because this is the most usual spot people go to plant. They will go behind here and plant the diffuser with their back against you. They can be shot from the connector, they can be shot from this part if they peek out, but the main threat is here. That's why you will also see someone covering that option from the outside. Well, again, come back to that later. Here we have the main basement stairs. This is the part of the main stairs. Up there, we'll go there in a sec. We have the fireplace stairs, or the upper main stairs. You can call them both, everybody should know what you mean by that. But we'll come back to blue, because here we have the blue stairs. It's not exactly color-coded as we've seen on other maps, but on the bottom here you have this kind of blue light. And also it connects the blue with the snowmobile, that's why it's called the blue stairs instead of the library stairs. Why? Because the library is up there, so this bottom part is called the blue stairs, and then this part is called the library stairs. Next up, also here we have the changing room. It's called the mud room, also can be called mud because of those muddy footprints that you can see here. But I think more common and sensible callout will be the changing room. Next up we have the bar. Let me turn off that real quick. Here we have the bar, which is also connected with this the bar stock. And gaming room, this can also be called pool table due to the pool table in the middle of the room. That's why it will be easier to remember if you call pool table or pool, just like that, just pool for short. Then it will be slightly easier to remember for your teammates. Then we're going up the library stairs into the library hallway. Here we have the library entrance and the library itself. Next up we have the mezzanine, but here it's K9. This part, this whole part right here, it's called K9. This is this callout you'll most likely hear at the beginning of the round, that there is somebody, for example, spawn peeking outside of the K9 window, because a lot of people tend to, when they spawn, I forgot the name, sorry, on the spawn over there, they will most likely push through here and here. That's why they can have an easy shot at you when you leave your spawn. That's where most likely you will hear this call, that somebody is just spawn peeking out of K9 or K9 window. This is the place they mean. This place, mezzanine, can also be called top fireplace, because it's still connected with the fireplace. There is no like floor over here, and thank God for that. This will make it way more complicated. That's why it also can be called the upper fireplace or the top fireplace. It will be very easy to know what you mean by that. Next up we have the piano. Again, very easy to remember the callout. You have the piano in the middle of the room. Then you have the office. Again, looks like an office. You have the desk, a big desk with a big seat. That's why it's called office. Also here, on this paper cabinet, I don't know if that's the proper callout. If somebody knows the pro league callout for that, I would appreciate if you would drop it in the comments. This is when you're defending second floor, when you have the bomb site on second floor, which is the office and the master bedroom. Most likely you'll have someone planting right here. That's why, if you want, you can pre-place a C4 right here, below, in the kitchen. Most likely somebody will be there to just clear the bottom to see if there is a pulse or if there is somebody just roaming around the bottom, and they will notice the C4. But if they don't, you can just pre-place the C4, and when they come into plant, then they will be in serious trouble. Then we have the mentioned master bedroom with the closet. Then we have the solarium. Again, there are solarium for the plants, that's why it's called for the solarium. And then we have the master bathroom, or just the bathroom. I think that's the only that's the only bathroom in this map. You can also call it just bathroom. And one specific call out for here is the bathtub. This will help because you cannot move out of the bathtub really easy, so if somebody is trapped in here, then he's seriously trapped, because, for example, if he tries to go here, he'll be seen out of the window, then he'll be seen from the piano slightly, and also he'll be seen from the solarium. That's why this call is very important, because if you say that somebody is trapped in the bathtub, in the bathroom, then just one quick nade into the bathtub, he tries to push out and he gets sprayed. This concludes the map, the tour with the callouts, and now we'll move to the defensive strategies. Okay, let's start off our defensive strategies with the basement, and I would suggest the following. First, we actually spawned in one cellar, so let's start from here. This side wall must be reinforced, like so. Then this side wall must be reinforced, like so. Then, next up, we'll move to the snowmobile, like so. Another thing will be this wall, again like so. You will want to make the rotation on the left side looking from the snowmobile, and on the right hand side wall looking from the wine cellar, but we'll leave that for later. Next, we need to go upstairs and get the hatch in the fireplace, like so. Then, next up, we'll have the hatch in dining, which is right here in the southeast corner of the room. And so this leaves us with one extra reinforcement, and now question, where do we use it? There are a few possibilities. For example, sometimes you will see maybe not reinforced from this side. You shouldn't reinforce it from the snowmobile, especially if you have a mirror. If you have a mirror, just let her do her job. She will reinforce. She knows where to reinforce, most likely, and just leave it to her so you don't create tension in the team. So, if it's reinforced from this side, so they can place their mirror window on the right hand side here. Another thing you'll see, most likely, will be a reinforce on the left hand side wall, looking from the wine cellar, with the rotation here. And this mirror window will be looking towards blue. Let me just do a quick hole here. So you see what I mean when you reinforce the wall here. and let's imagine a mirror window here. You will be able to see the door of the blue here. So Mira can defend both the main garage wall. I can show it to you now. I didn't equip the mirror. I could have done it, but it's fine. And another mirror window right here to hold the blue door, just in case somebody pushes from there. You'll still have a person, and now we're moving into positions. You'll still have a person who plays around here in the blue. Most likely you will have somebody here with a shield, and there will be, for example, Wamai gadgets up here or up there, or Jaeger ADSs in the corner over there, or even here, to cover the shield from the grenades, so it's easier to hold blue. Then the next person will be, as mentioned, most likely it will be Mira right here, defending creating crossfire right here with the person in blue and covering the main wall. You'll also have a person sitting here on those cabinets, the one cabinets, just holding the door. If somebody wants to come in, they're gone, they're eliminated. That's 1, 2, 3. Fourth person most likely will be sitting around somewhere around the connector or inside the snowmobile, trying to cover main stairs, as Mira is not with that setup. With one Mira over here, we're looking towards blue, and one Mira right here aiming towards the main wall. She will not be exactly capable to hold the main stairs. That's why with that setup, you'll most likely have one person sitting somewhere around snowmobile or inside the connector, so they can back out really quick to hold the main stairs. If they run down behind the cabinet, they're offed. They are eliminated from the round. And the fifth person, it will be most likely roaming somewhere around the top, maybe library, top fireplace, dining, kitchen. This will be the most likely spot. Also, actually, one more spot where somebody could be roaming is the car garage, because what happens, we'll come back with the details later. What happens when you're defending bottom floor is that somebody is trying to push the main wall, and then somebody comes from trench and tries to get rid of this wall and this wall, with the person, another person sitting somewhere in here behind the refrigerator or in the car garage itself, and trying to create crossfire to limit the possibilities for defenders to rotate and hold angles. Because then what will happen is that they destroy this wall, they jump in, and they start planting. There is one person in trench covering this side. There is also another person covering from way out there in car garage. He has this wall that reinforced, destroyed, and he's covering this cross from blue into this part of the room, and also the cross from the connector, which is also crossfired by the person in the trench, and the person that would be sitting here. But we'll come back with the details later. And that concludes the basement strategy. Let's move to the next one floor up. Okay, next up we have the dining kitchen bomb site, and I would suggest the following. First, since we spawn in dining, we will deal with this wall. And also the wall next to it. Like so. Next up we'll go over into the kitchen and reinforce the trophy wall. Like so. Next thing we'll see most of the time will be a reinforce right here. Then we'll also see a reinforce on this side. The last reinforcement will be upstairs. On the hatch, which is in the master bedroom. Since I'm playing as Valkyrie, I'll also show a couple of Valkyrie spots. Most often I use one camera up here on this berm, and this will give you, I think, pretty sensible information. It's not easy to see. I think out of, oh god, a lot of cameras that I've thrown up here, maybe 3 were found and destroyed, so it's, I would say, a pretty safe spot to put your camera, and it gives you information. Like, you see the whole master bedroom, you see if there is anybody trying to do vertical play. For example, Box, Sledge, Fuse, sometimes Ash and Zofia, sometimes. And trying to get rid of the hatch, or just trying to, as I said, do vertical play. Then you will see it all from up here. And why is it not as easy to see? If somebody comes from Cellar, it's right up there, but if you look, you can see my legs on the camera very easily. So they won't be able to see the camera, but you will. And if they walk here, stand on top of the hatch, they're very easily seen. The camera, not so much. They'll have to lean. The first spot where they will look is up there, then the next one will be up there. Also, they will try to look maybe here, then they will find it if you red spot, but don't ever red spot. Ubisoft gave us the option to Z-spot on the cameras, which was very dumb in my opinion, but okay, I guess. And you can just ping the exact position of a player with just one button without them even noticing it. So use the Z-spot on the Valkyrie cameras, on all cameras actually, please. The next camera I also go up and put it up in the fireplace, usually right on this berm here. This is more easily noticed. It's not the best Valkyrie spot possible, but if all goes right, then you have the information on who goes from the library, who is in the bar, who wants to enter the fireplace through the door. You can even see the legs if, for example, they decide to breach the kitchen wall, then you will be able to see their legs. And the third cam, I either use here in the dining 90, the kitchen 90, or inside the west main, which is also a good spot for the camera. For example, if you throw it up there in the corner, the most common spot, you'll see if somebody's trying to push from the west main stairs, or be able to hear if somebody tries to push from any of these windows. Positions. For positions, I think the most common spot will be for 2 people to play in kitchen, 1 more in dining and 2 roaming. Sometimes it can even be 2 dining, 2 kitchen and 1 roaming, where it will be around solarium, master bedroom, bathroom, piano, office. Just this side of the building, the north side of the building, and on the top floor. You will very rarely see on this bomb site for somebody to roam on the bottom, like around the car garage, wine cellar, or just wine stock. It can happen, but more commonly, you will have people upstairs to counter the vertical play. This concludes the kitchen. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, next up we have the previously mentioned gaming and barroom, and I would suggest the following. First, since we spawned in the pool table, we can go right here into the bar stock and reinforce. From our perspective, this will be the left-hand side. And then we can place the mirror window as far right as possible. This will be somewhere around here. This will give us a point of view for somebody trying to go for the double window. Not very common. There will be somebody trying to pick somebody off from the window, but most likely what will happen is that they will go upstairs and take top control. We'll talk about that later. This site is not very commonly seen on ranked play. It's more seen in Pro League and Casual, because in Casual we actually have no choice. But this site will be seen in Pro League, I think, more often than ranked. I mean, also they have more rounds, but in the ranked it's not very popular, so don't expect to see it. You can get caught off guard by that, but you know, you will have to see what enemies you're facing. It will also give you into the mud, the insight into the mud, so you can just quickly peek and pick somebody off trying to pick the door. Or maybe even trying to push for the blue into the side, you can pick them up as well. One wall for your that you need to reinforce for your safety is this one. Like so. Turn that off. Next wall will be both of these walls actually. Which leaves you with 6 reinforcements left. You can use them on this wall as well. And also place the mirror window. Yeah, this is a very weird configuration, I know, but let me explain. You do a small hole right here on the left side. Then make a big hole up here. But then you'll have to watch out why I have made this hole. If they have a Hibana and they try to destroy this mirror window to gain entrance into the site, you can just peek through here. Clear the Hibana pallets, job done. Same goes for this. If they try to destroy this mirror, just shoot the pallets off it, job done. But this will make it harder for you to cross, because you'll have to crouch. Here you'll also have to watch out, because most likely they will shoot out the wall slightly, so they can see if somebody crosses, or just trying to spray because they want to do it like that. It happens. Next important thing is upstairs. We need to reinforce the hatches. And this is where the strategy comes in. You can use the 4 reinforcements to reinforce this whole wall right here and leave the hatches soft, which means not reinforced. If you have somebody playing around here in library, trying to hold and even maybe opening this hatch, for the sake of it, I'll do it. Usually you'll reinforce this hatch, but it's also a viable strategy, what I'm presenting here. This will be very hard to execute, just saying. In my opinion, it's better to reinforce these hatches and then reinforce these 2 walls and have somebody playing around the top fireplace and library. Why? Because from this window it's very easy to control. If somebody's on the top of the hatch, it's not as useful. So, as I said, for me personally, it's better for those 2 walls to be reinforced and then both of these hatches. But it's your play. You play how you want. But okay, let's move on to positions. As I said, there most likely will be somebody roaming up top, one person, maximum of two. I don't see a reason for 3 people to be upstairs. 2 people will be more than enough. Then you have 2 people in the site. Let's say there are 2 roaming, one upstairs, one somewhere around office, maybe around kitchen. So you have 2 people there, you have 2 people on site, one covering this mirror, one covering this mirror, and one can roam in between the sites freely to help any of these people. One sitting in wine stock, one sitting here in bar. Sorry, not wine stock, the bar stock. You can also just be here, try to push away the attackers trying to go into the fireplace, or even help the person that will be roaming around office, kitchen, because most likely people will push from this side of the map rather than from there, but it's also possible. Okay, this concludes the bar. Let's move on to the last one. Okay, and for the last one we have the second floor, and let's get this going. My suggested setup will be to reinforce all of those 4 walls, which you see here, like so. Then next up you'll have a rotation right here on the right hand side looking from office, that will be left hand side looking from the master bedroom. I need to save this C4 for later, so just visualize that there is a rotation hole right there. It can be made with a shotgun, it can be made with an impact. If nobody has impact, you have, like, for example, a team with 5 C4s for some reason, then somebody will have to waste their C4 on that, because that rotation is crucial. Then left side looking from office, right side looking from bedroom will be reinforced. This can help hold the outside balcony, which you have here. Most likely you will have 1 or 2 people on here trying to maybe make an entrance into the side, trying to peek the piano. That's why you want to have it, you want to have the rotation there, and a hall. You can sit behind the reinforcement when they try to enter, and you can pick them off. Next up, we have to reinforce the 4 walls in the master bed. And this leaves us with one reinforcement. It's not very common, but what I like to do is to place a reinforcement on this side, on the right hand side of the closet, and then do a rotation into the bathroom on the left side. It also, let me show you. So for example, let's say there is a rotation here, but this side of the wall is also gone. What that creates is that you can hold the bathroom window if somebody tries to jump in. Very often, which is what I also want to mention, is that you will have, most likely, somebody standing here with a deployable shield. It will be placed on top of piano and holding this double entrance or this window. Most likely you will also have a Aruni gate and one of my gadgets right here or here to cover the window. Sometimes it can be even above the door. This is the most likely where you will place your Huawei gadgets. I'll present some of the operator guides in short period of time. I think after I finish the map guides, I'll start with the operator guides to help you understand which operator does what. There are still a few of ranked maps that I need to go through, and I'll be only going through the ranked maps. But coming back, yes, there will be a person here with a deployable shield holding this side, so you have to keep that in mind. That's why I also like this position, because if somebody tries to push in through the bathroom window, doesn't happen very often, but still, can happen. They can push in. They have insight into here. They can see somebody if they're holding the balcony entrance. They'll be able to see them. Then they will be able to come here and eliminate the defender behind the shield. This will be dealt most likely by just throwing a couple flashes to get rid of any Jaeger ADSs or Wamai gadgets, Wamai magnets, and then just playing Ash, destroy this, or throwing a grenade to get rid of this shield. Then somebody will be holding to see if he runs away or if he stays there. This is properly attacked. Positions, wait. Move it, Nita. Let's also show you a couple cam spots that I like to use when playing on this side. Very often I will throw a camera right up here in the solarium. This shows you if somebody tries to enter through solarium into the master bedroom. You can see if somebody goes towards the bathroom. You can see if somebody just trying to walk up the trophy stairs. That's why I like this camera, and it's not exactly seen very often. As you can see, it's kind of dark, but it still can be seen. But most likely people will be focused on this camera over there, or people that are peeking here, maybe up here. That's why I like to place this cam up here. Next camera that I like to place is outside. I'll show you. And again, as I previously mentioned this in a consulate video, side note, this camera spot, which I'm about to show, will only work for year 6 season 4 up until the Ubisoft decides to fix the issues related to the camera nerf. In short, what does the camera nerf do if you haven't seen the consulate video? The camera nerf will make it so after you throw the cam outside, because right now it works like this, you throw the cam outside, this is the spot I like to do. What happens is, you can see, and you can see all the time I can wait 10 minutes here and this footage will not disappear. After the nerf, what will happen is that after we throw the camera outside, this is considered outside of the building, as you can see.
Location has been compromised.
Then this camera, after it will be activated, it will lose signal after 10 seconds. So you will be able to use this camera for only 10 seconds. That's why it will be not as powerful, but after they implement the nerf. But this can take even up to half a year from what I've seen from the developers. This issue is very wide and they need a lot of time to fix it. So we most likely won't see the nerf coming up until, I would say, mid-season balancing, maybe year 7 season 1.3 update. By mid-season balancing I also meant the year 7 season 1. Maybe year 7 season 2 release. But I will most likely, in my opinion, when it will happen somewhere around year 7 season 1.2 or 0.3 update. But we'll see, maybe Ubisoft can fix this issue faster than they usually do. We have one more camera, and I like to throw it here into the library hallway. In this bush right here. You can see if somebody tries to push the piano, you can see if somebody's trying to jump out the window and go onto the piano window, maybe bathroom window. Another spot that I also like to use, if they don't push here and we lose the round, then we go again, then I like to throw the camera up there, because it shows me if somebody's trying to I can see the door slightly. You'll be able to see, so for example, if there is somebody going out of the library, you'll see like top of their head when they move. You'll be able to see their feet. The camera will not exactly be seen. But the most important part is the window. You will see if somebody tries to jump in, and you will see the wall if somebody tries to get rid of it. As for positions, most likely you want to have one person roaming around the top fireplace, library. Anywhere else? I don't think so. The same person can go down the library stairs, go into kitchen trophy, and hold it there. As I said earlier, most likely you will have a person here in piano behind the deployable shield. One person inside the office, one person inside the bedroom. This gives us 4 people, and one more person in solarium. One other thing, if they try and go old school by pushing the trophy, what you can do. This is also what you can do in kitchen. You can have one person who is playing upstairs destroy this part of the floor. Like you see this pot with the plants inside, and the carpet. You shoot right in front of it. You shoot out the wood, and it gives you a line of sight onto the window. So if you hear somebody jumping in, you can just peek, eliminate the opponent. So, and how it looks from downstairs, let me show you. How it looks from downstairs is that they will most likely be focused on the stairs. If somebody comes from there, they will be focused on here. If somebody's trying to peek the kitchen connector door, they will most likely notice it, the hole, once they start jumping in, and it's not very big. That's why maybe they will ignore it. If they have more than 2 brain cells, they will use the drone and notice that there is a hole up there. So this will also work as a deterrent, because while jumping in, you're not exactly in the position to fight. They have the upper hand right here. Not even they have upper hand by being on the higher ground, so you're kinda not in the correct position. But also they will just have the upper hand because you're trying to shoot through the rails and you're not exactly close to it. So most likely you will hit the metal ray a couple times before hitting them. And they're very close to the hole. That's why they'll have higher accuracy. This concludes the defensive strategies, and let's move to the attacking strategies. Let's start off our attacking strategies with the basement. As you can see, this is the blueprint for the bottom floor. Here we have the blue, with the blue stairs. We have the snowmobile up here, trench stairs, the trench itself, west main stairs, the car garage, the snowmobile, the connector. This is a very simple layout for the map, and I like to defend it. It's very simple to defend. How do you want to attack it? The attack strategy that I've seen the most successful, I would say. I think with that strategy I win like 55, maybe 60%, that's a lot, of the attacks. And what we do is we first try to push. There are 2 people pushing this main wall up here to create a distraction, so they think, aha, they're pushing with the main wall, okay, so let's defend that. And then there is 3 people pushing the behind to get this wall and this wall from the trench. What this will create, as I mentioned earlier, once this wall is breached and those 2 are breached as well, this will create a lot of lines of sight. For example, you'll be able to see into here. You'll be able to see what's happening here, and you will be able to see what's happening in this part, where the defenders can come from. Basically, what this does is that it cuts off completely the entrance into this side. Because then what will happen is that you have, let's mark it with, the attackers are orange, so let's do it with maybe more orangey orange. Actually, it's random, but okay, whatever. Attackers are blue from what I remember from the before they changed it. Yeah, so blue. Blue team were always the attackers. Now it's, I think, random. Yeah, now it's random. Before it was the blue team always attacking. You have one person here. One person somewhere around here. They can also, let's mark it with like a lighter blue. This is where they can be as well. And one person planting here. Then you have those two people up here. They can try to enter the site, or they can just come to you. After they breach the wall, they can just like shoot a couple times, destroy the default camera, which is on the blue pang, or the blue ball that I made here. What this will do. You have one person here who covers this. This person covers this. They can also see the same thing from this position, and they will be also to see this. So if somebody tries to go for the rotate, you have one person here. They can also see them. This person which walks in, if they manage to walk in, they will also see here, which will create a very beautiful crossfire. And this person will be able to plant freely. After all of this is done, the planting, the diffuser is planted. Let's erase all of that. Let's erase it all. Come on. Thank you. After all of this is done, let's mark the diffuser with the white color. This is the diffuser. Then we have the attackers. Again, one person here. One person also here. The person that was here covering just switches to this position here. They also, when they're shooting here, trying to cover the plant, they also have to keep in mind this, the west main. Why? Because somebody can just come and ruin their whole plan. The roamer, most likely you will have somebody in there. Very often when we were attacking like this, we would have somebody in car garage, or there would be somebody on the west main stairs right here. That's why you have to keep that in mind at all times. But after the plant is done, one person moves here, covers the stairs. The person that was here moves into here, covers this part of the map. The person with that was on the diffuser jumps out, covers this part. If those two people are still alive, they can move in through here if this has been breached. If it's not, then they usually come here and help. But if you manage to breach the wall, you come in, go into the connector, and also cover this side. One person also covers this side. Then this is game over. One alternative, I don't use it very often. I prefer this strategy, which I just presented. It's far more efficient from what I've seen. Is to have just all 4 people breaching this wall. Not exactly the smartest idea in my opinion, but it can work. What's not marked on this blueprint? The trash cans are not marked on this blueprint. Let me mark them with yellow. There we go. What can happen is that if you manage to breach the wall, what you do is you have, for example, Capital or just somebody with smokes. You smoke off. Let's mark it with gray. You smoke off this part. You throw in the smoke into here. If there is a mirror right here, you can also smoke the mirror window, so they are not able to say anything. But make sure to throw it into this corner right here, because then it will smoke the mirror off. But if she tries to peek through the rotation hole, then they will be seen from the outside and eliminated. So those smokes go in, and then the attacker just jumps in, plants the diffuser, jumps out, and you can cover the diffuser from the outside. One thing you have to watch out for the main, when you're attacking the main wall, is that you have, let me show you, right here you have a window. They like to jump out of this window or throw C4s out of it. And then there is also this window in the library that they like to jump out of and just run out, because then they move up here and they have this completely in front of the wall. Let me mark it on the blueprint number 1. They can see all of this. Not fun, let me tell you. So while there are like 3 people attacking, 1 planting, 2 covering, there is also 2 covering the windows, 1 here and 2nd here. If you don't want to watch it all the time and just go somewhere else and be useful in another way, what you can do is bring claymores or nomads and place it on this window. On this window, it will not work exactly. It can work, doesn't necessarily have to. It's, in my opinion, it's better to watch this, this window, and then place claymores or nomad traps on this window to cover the ran out. If they jump out, they get pushed. I don't think they get pushed off. No, they don't get pushed off the roof, but they will be pushed enough. They will be detected, you will know, and you will just spray the person while he has the animation of standing up, during which he can't shoot, he's completely unarmed. That's how you can eliminate him very easy. If he decides to, sorry for this expression, but trying to be an ape, a monkey, and jump out. Not saying this is not a viable strategy, no. If the attacking team is, they don't have enough brain cells that they can use, or they don't know how to use the brain cells that they have, which is completely fine. How else are you gonna learn? Then somebody's gonna jump out of the library window and take out 2. In the worst possible scenario for the attackers, maybe even 3 before he gets eliminated, but still it will create for the defender team a 4v2, which is hard to win if they play it properly. If they're gonna be, again, apes, they're gonna pick you one by one and you can eliminate them, but hey, how are they going to learn if they don't make mistakes, right? I mean, it's still better to learn off somebody's mistakes. That's why I'm telling you this. That you should, in my opinion, you should either place a claymore covering this or an air jab, so that if somebody tries to jump out this window, they will be punished for that. And if somebody tries to peek or jump out this window, then you just have somebody watching it. That will conclude the strategy for the basement. Let's move on to the next one. Okay. For the next one, let's mark so we know which one we are talking about. we're gonna talk about this particular bomb site. Where's the bomb in this? I think it's somewhere in here. Yeah, it's here. It's by the couch. Okay. So we're talking about the pool table bar. And I would suggest the following. Since there are two ways to attack this, actually, yeah, there are two ways. First one is to go through this part of the map and make your way through the kitchen onto the hallway, try to push in from the fireplace, push in. This is one way to do it. Not exactly a fan of it. In my opinion, it's better to go upstairs and get rid of the hatch, number one, number two, and then have Mr. Fuse pop one here, pop one here, also pop one here. In like this line, you can pop 3, or you can pop 4th in this corner. Clear the site below of any gadgets, and then just control the site from the top, from here and from here. This can be done by 3 people. Doesn't have to be the whole squad doing it. So just 2, maybe 3 people go upstairs and do this, while the other 2 or 3, depending how you decide to go, they go into the fireplace and try to create pressure from here, from the door. This is one way to do it. Another variation to it will be to smoke. Let me smoke it now. To smoke off this door. To smoke off this door. Just throw in deep, not at the doorway. It has to go through the doorway. So it has to like land in this area that I marked with the gray rectangle. Right here. Why? If you smoke the entrance of the door, it's not gonna help your team, it's gonna block your team. That's why you want to throw it deep into the bar stock, because then if somebody wants to push the smoke, the very, very bad idea, then the person that took the control over the hatch, hello, they will have a direct line of sight. Let me draw this. Blue. They'll have direct line of sight onto the door. So if somebody tries to peek, they're gone, eliminated. So a very not efficient way to do it. You smoke off, you go in, right here, plant, jump out the window, and then wait. What will happen most likely is that you'll have a person on the second floor, going up the fireplace stairs and try to get rid of the attackers that are sitting in the library. That's why post-plant you'll have one person sitting on the hatch, the rest are controlling this library hallway and top fireplace to limit possibilities for the defender team. And those 2 people that were here, one jumps out the window, covers, one is just outside the window. I need to erase this, because right here there is a wall. Let me mark it with dark gray. There is a wall right here, so you cannot exactly go, for example, here and cover it for a long distance. You'll have to go here and cover it like that. And the second person will be just waiting. If that person gets eliminated, then they just switch their place. They'll have to watch out. I would just suggest waiting and listening for the diffusing noises to go off. That's when you will know that they're diffusing. And the person from the hatch will be able to cover that set diffuser. This covers the strategy for the pool and bar. let's move on to the next one, which is kitchen and dining. Let's mark it again with the color yellow. The bomb on this bomb site is one is here, and then another one is right about here. Okay, there are two options to go for this. I recommend the one that I'm about to show you. What you want to do is take the control of the master bedroom and the office. You can do this by pushing the library, go to the top of fireplace, and then work your way from there to take control over the top. As I showed you on the defensive strategies, you would have to watch out for one, possibly two roamers. Very unlikely to have two. Most likely it will be one. But as I said, just be cautious about it. There might be two. And after you take the top control, you will also have to watch out for the Valkyrie cameras, or I think once I've seen also Echo Drone, so you'll have to keep that in mind as well. That there might be an Echo Drone waiting on the top, but it's more probable that it will be a Valkyrie cam of some sort. After we take the top control, it's time for what I call smashy time, which is you take sledge, fuse, buck, and or buck, and just start the hell. This line, which is marked by the half wall, which is right here, you cut it off. This is the kitchen and dining. How I like to fuse is fuse one here, then another one will be here, another fuse charge will be right around the hatch, and then the fourth one here. This will cover, let me show you. This will create, like it will cover this part, it will cover this part, also this part of the map. There is no room in here, so let's just wipe it out. This is the kitchen and dining, right? What I marked with the blue lines right now. This is how much it will be destroyed by the fuse. See how much? Almost the whole site. The only thing that will survive is that little corner up here. You will also maybe eliminate maybe once, maybe twice. That's why while the fuse is doing his job, at the same time, you also want to have buck or sledge create lines of sight into downstairs, into the kitchen, so that you can pick off running defenders. After that is done, so that will be like 2 or 3 people, the rest of the team goes for the wall. Anything that will be covering the wall, like Cades, bandits, mutes, this will be destroyed so we can breach the wall, go in. Some people from the top will be covering the rest, so the person which will be outside here will have to just watch out for any possible roamers coming from those sides. If there are none and you know that it's only people on site, then he will be covering the person that is planting as well. This is the fastest way to execute it, and by far the most effective if everything goes right. If that is done right, I think I won maybe 55% of the attacks, which is also a lot, I would say. It's a big win rate, but you'll have to see for yourself. For me, this strategy, as I said, is 54-55% effective. So now let's move on to the last one, which is the top floor. We have, let's mark it again with yellow. The first bomb is right about here. And then the second one is right here, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it's right here. Attack strategy for that. I've seen a couple strategies, and by far the most effective that I used was to take library control. Just go into the library, take the control over it, then move your way into the library hallway, take control of it. This is how you cut off any rotation coming from the library stairs upstairs or from fireplace up, because there are people roaming. You have to keep that in mind. They most likely will come from fireplace, and sometimes, not always, still can be happening from library stairs. But more common is that if there is any person roaming, they will be coming from the fireplace itself. Very often when I attacked through for the library, there was a person either sitting here in this hallway or on the top of fireplace. So you'll have to keep it in mind that you have to drone it first and then decide what to do. After you take the control over the library and the top fireplace, it is time that you start breaching the main wall. You can also create pressure at the same time from this door. And one person will be here in the library hallway, just cutting off the cross right here, so that people from the bathroom, the piano can't rotate back to side very easily. And they will have to deal with that person in the library hallway first. After it's all breached, what is the most common? It will be planting here behind the half wall, but there are three things to keep in mind. One, if they have a Valkyrie, actually 4 things to keep in mind. If they have Valkyrie, you have to watch out if they have a pre-placed C4. It is possible. So I would suggest, since there's one person here, one person here, one person here, one planting, the 5th person, if they're still alive, to go downstairs into the kitchen and just keep in mind and just hold. See if somebody is there. Once they're done with planting, they're coming back up. Second thing, if they have a maestro cam, right about, wait, let's mark it with maestro is kind of this color, so let's mark it with this. There is a maestro cam right on this wall very often. They just climb on the cabinet and then they place the camera somewhere along here this wall. It's a very common. I started to see it very often now, so it becomes a more often practice. I don't know how it is in bronze, silver, or whatever your lobby is. In gold 1+ lobbies, I've started to see that a lot of people play Maestro on this wall. I think I've seen like 2 times that they even played 2 cams and just switched between them. If one got destroyed, then the second just can keep continue to disrupt the attacker. Third thing to watch for is if they have echo. The echo drones are not visible since a few seasons. I can't remember which season exactly he got nerfed. Still possible that they play echo. If they play echo, you have to find the drone first. For that, I recommend playing IQ or just drone out. Take a look if you see the echo drone, take it off, then plant. And the 4th thing you have to watch out for is pulse. If they have pulse, I'll refer you to my previous tip about Valkyrie. Just one person goes downstairs into the kitchen, takes care of pulse if he is there. After the plant is done, you just walk out back onto the canine. The person on the piano stays, the person on the door stays. The 5th person can just come help a person on the outside balcony door, and you just have to play time. If they try to push, they most likely will, because now the time is playing heavily against them. They will most likely come through. Let's mark the defenders. The defenders were orange. Now it's random again, but okay. They can come through the rotation right here. They can come from the master bedroom into the piano, into the office slash piano door. Is there any other possible way? If you didn't take care of the roamer by now, they can come through the blue stairs. That's what I would do. Another possibility is go into fireplace, try to take somebody off, and then rush up the stairs and try to pick another one off. But in that situation, I think the safest route for the roamer will be to go for the library stairs into the library hallway and then work their way from there. But if the roamer is already taken care of, then there are only two ways they can come for you, from here and from here. Another possibility that the fifth person could do was to wait for these four people start pushing the site, and then while the plant is ongoing, just push up the solarium stairs. So the trophy stairs, solarium stairs, both are correct. I use those randomly. I sometimes call it the solarium stairs, I sometimes call it the trophy stairs. Both are correct. Can push up into the solarium and then on the master bedroom door and start disrupting the defenders from the back. That's also a possibility. This concludes the whole map guide that I've prepared. Stay safe and have a good day.